Hey, Dr. Hatton, can you hear us? This is DJ Watson. I think you're on mute, Dr. Hatton. Can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Hello?
You gotta keep
Volume up. Can you guys hear me now? Awesome. Thank you. Probably gonna have to shut that. This is being recorded and we can.
Okay. Mr. Jointer, can you hear us?
This is being recorded, so we can't hear any of his Zoom stuff at all. It's going to be a HIPAA violation. So just keep it closed until you guys go to bounce.
I can hear you. Hello.
Hello.
You can hear my audio?
We can hear you, Mr. Jointer, yes. And then you all might want to mute yourselves when you're not speaking. There you go. Good. Thank you.
I have to do that. Very good. Work in progress. Okay, we're all doing it together.
Secretary Harry, yes, I think we're good.
Well, first off, I'd like to welcome all the members here. This gathering, it's an important meeting. My name is Ray Perry. I'm the Secretary of the Public Protection Cabinet. My background, I'm a 30-year state employee. I started out, I was Director of Consumer Protection in the Department of Insurance for a while, Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Insurance for almost 8 years, and then Executive Director of GAPS, did Human Resources for 3 different cabinets: environmental and energy, public protection, and labor. And most recently, I was the Deputy Secretary of Public Protection, working under this gentleman sitting right next to me. And when he left to join the Justice Cabinet in August, I became Secretary of the Cabinet.
I'm Kerry Harvey. I'm the Secretary of the Justice Cabinet. Welcome. Glad to see all of you here. Thanks so much for volunteering your time to serve on this very important group. By background, I'm a lawyer. I was a county attorney in Kentucky back in the dark ages for 8 years down in Western Kentucky. I had the opportunity to serve as U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of Kentucky. Spent a good deal of time practicing law along the way. Served as Secretary of the Public Protection Cabinet. After Ray was liberated from me, I moved over to the Justice Cabinet, where I now serve as Secretary. And again, thanks so much for your willingness to serve in this important capacity.
So what I'm going to cover today's meeting, this is an organizational meeting. It's going to provide an overview of the process of what we're intending to do going forward. The main purpose of this is a listening group for people in the state, and we're going to seek public input for a series of town hall visits. And we've also created a website, and that is medicalcannabis.ky.gov. And it's worth noting that as of this morning, the website, which went live last Friday, the 17th, has preliminarily received 738 comments, 728 are in support, 10 are opposed to this. So that's a pretty good, response this Friday. So I want to right now take a minute to thank and recognize each of our committee members. They say thank you for serving. We help advise the governor on providing medical cannabis. Each of you bring a unique perspective relevant to healthcare, opioid disorder, law enforcement, criminal justice, and advocacy. Now, I would like to introduce each member, and I would ask, when I call your name, you briefly explain your area of expertise for us. So I'll begin with Dr. Amber Tan, our pharmacy coach and adjunct professor at Spalding University.
That's me. I wish you could just say pharmacist.
Okay. Well, we went through
Yeah. So I am Dr. Amber Tan. I've been a pharmacist for years. Most of my career, I've worked with people that are in active recovery from substance abuse or throes of addiction in some way or another. I've taught addiction medicine to pharmacy students and nursing students and physician students. Right now, I'm self-employed. I work with medical practices on integrating pharmacogenomics and also use of cannabis and other psychiatric medications in their practice.
Julie Cantwell, she's an advocate with Kentuckians for Medical Marijuana.
I'm also with Kentucky Moms for Medical Cannabis, and I talk to patients every day, and I've been doing this about 8 years now. So I'm trying to help people and get them like this with.
Thank you. Jennifer Cave, member of Spikes and Harvest.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Cave. I'm an attorney in private practice in the Louisville office of Sykes and Harbison. I specialize in environmental law and administrative law, but perhaps most importantly, I'm the daughter of a man who's suffering with stage 4 cancer right now. So very honored to be with him.
Eric Crawford, advocate.
Yes, my name is Jerry Crawford. I've been a patient over 28 years. I broke my neck in an automobile accident. I worked pharmaceuticals away from me. So I started using cannabis medicine. And I've cut out, took a handful of opioids, cut out a lot of muscle relaxers. And I learned that something, I've been researching cannabis for over 20 years, medical and law, and I've been advocating for over 10 years. So,
Appreciate you making that today. Cookie Cruz, Commissioner, Department of Corrections.
My name is Cookie Cruz. I am Commissioner for the Kentucky Department of Corrections. I have all my career, 38 years within the department. So I come to represent that group of individuals.
Dr. John Farmer, OBGYN, Medical Director of Solid Ground Counseling and Recovery, Addiction Treatment Provider in Louisville, Moorhead, Athens.
I'm John Farmer. I've practiced medicine for 42 years in the state. Delivered about 8,000 to 10,000 babies before I stopped practicing obstetrics about 7 years ago. But I wasn't ready to stop practice, and so I got into treating patients for addiction issues, primarily because my dad was a World War II vet. He was at D-Day, suffered PTSD, terribly, became addicted to alcohol, and was took his own life. Personal reasons.
Dr. Jonathan Hatton, Family Medicine, Mountain Comprehensive Health.
My name is Jonathan Hatton. I'm board certified in family and addiction medicine. I was born and raised in southeastern Kentucky, where I practice primarily addiction medicine. I was born and raised here. It's as you're all well aware, it's ground zero for the opioid epidemic, and we're kind of on the front lines still dealing with that. And this is another tool that I feel could be useful in combating that. So it's an honor to be a part of this venture.
Thank you, Doctor. Brian Jointer, Certified Public Health Worker in Louisville. I believe you're muted, Mr. Joyner. Can you hear us, Mr. Joyner? You're muted.
I'm sorry, there we go. Brian Joyner, I just recently resigned from Family Health Centers, where I was a certified community health worker, and I've worked with people with chronic health conditions. I'm now the local manager for SOS International and their local health program. And I'm excited to be a part of this because I know the many benefits that people that believe in non-traditional medications will finally get to exercise if this legislature is passed. Very much.
Thank you. Dr. Nick Coons, Internal Medicine, Clark Regional Medical Center.
My name is Dr. Nick Coons. I am in private practice as a hospitalist in Winchester, Kentucky. I also have about 10 years experience as a hospice medical director and actually a subspecialist in primary care. In that capacity, certainly in treating patients with progressive non-curative illnesses, over time became interested in and ultimately a strong advocate of cannabis as a medicine. I had the great fortune of being the first physician to testify in front of the Joint Interim Committee of Health and Wellness about 7 years ago, when it wasn't as popular an opinion today to be a medical advocate, or it wasn't as popular back then as it is today. My mother was diagnosed with cancer in 2015. I quit my job as a hospitalist and moved back home to Russell, Kentucky, and Greenock County to take care of her. I planned to come back to my practice in Winchester, and my sister, who was a nurse, was diagnosed with metastatic lung cancer. I went to the local hospital and with my hat in my hand and asked for a job so I could stay at home and help take care of her. As my mother had just passed, and had the great fortune of setting up a palliative care unit at King's Daughters Medical Center, specifically built and constructed for patients with progressive non-curative illnesses. It is from that background that I've always have approached my advocacy for cannabis, and I'm absolutely glad to be here and to see some familiar faces I've seen along the way.
Alex Creek, Director of the Chase Center on Addiction Law and Policy at Northern Kentucky University.
Secretary Mr. Creed has emailed me saying he's having some difficulty getting on. Could we come back to him and he'll try to join us in just a minute?
Sure.
Thank you.
Dr. Linda McLean, OBGYN, Commonwealth Counseling Center.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Feeling happy joining for over 30 years. I've also been involved in addiction medicine. I think my expertise really is that I bring to the table here is I had a first medical marijuana communication. So that's been a couple years there with patients and saw some tremendous success.
Andrew Sparks, former Assistant U.S. Attorney.
Hi, I'm Andrew Sparks. I used to be an assistant U.S. attorney. I did that from 2002 to 2017. In the last 5 years, I've been a partner of the Westland office of Davis and Knight.
Dee Taylor, Chief Executive Officer, 502 Hemp Wellness Center.
Hi, my name is Dee Taylor, and I'm the CEO of Latitude Wellness Center. I've pretty much been in the cannabis industry now since 2010. My husband suffers from seizures and we burned CBD oil and THC. And we were actually making it. He was on 28 pills a day and the CBD and THC completely changed his life. He got off all those pills and ended up being seizure free for 5 years. So in 2014, we became one of the first licensed processors in the state in the hemp industry. And we have been in this ever since. And my expertise is I have so much anecdotal evidence from with cancer, from PTSD, from veterans, from just about anyone who can help. So I feel like I've already kind of been in the cannabis realm, even though it's on the other side. So very honored to be here.
Julie Wallace, Union County Attorney.
Ms. Wallace is also having some trouble. She's emailed me, but she is gonna try again, so if we can just pull up.
Okay. Kristen Wilcox, co-founder of Kentucky Moms for Medical Cannabis.
I know she was on her way back from the section.
Yeah, she's in Wyoming right now. She's like, she said she was going to
You know,
She's not emailed me, but.
Alex Creed.
I think he's working.
Well, I think I'll discuss just for a moment, and if these other folks can join us, just let me know. We certainly want to hear from them. Obviously, this is a group of diverse backgrounds, great talent, great experience. And the Commonwealth is very fortunate to have your advice and your input on this important issue. I'll talk just for a minute about what the governor has asked us to do, what we're going to try to do. And I suppose the simplest way to put it is we're going to do our best to provide an uncluttered, clear line of communication between all of you all who have a great deal of experience and expertise, as well as all the people of Commonwealth of Kentucky who are interested in this issue, and our governor. Governor Beshear indicated, as you probably know, in April, when the legislative session adjourned without definitive action on medical cannabis, Governor Beshear indicated his desire to explore ways in which the issue and the debate might be advanced through executive action. So as part of his thinking, he wants us to provide him with the opinions of people all across Kentucky. And that's all opinions. Let me make that clear. There's a diversity of opinion on this, like there is everything. Everyone who wishes to express an opinion will have a chance. And everyone who expresses an opinion will be treated respectfully, regardless of whether that opinion is pro or con. And also, the governor wanted and has now assembled a group of people who do have extraordinary experience in various aspects of this, everything from the treatment community to the law enforcement community to people who are actually suffering from some of the conditions that might be alleviated by medical cannabis. And I think the governor wanted us to assimilate that knowledge for his consideration. So the governor expects us to travel the Commonwealth to provide a forum for Kentuckians to express their views. And Secretary Perry will talk a little more about how that will work in moments. Kentuckians will have a voice in this, both directly through those forums and through the website and the email that so many have already taken advantage of. The governor has issued an executive order that created this group. I think you have that in front of you now. And so this will be something we're going to move through this project expeditiously because the governor wants this to move expeditiously. We're going to respect your time, but we're also going to take the benefit of your experience and expertise, which means that you have to feel entirely free to speak your mind on any topic at any time. You can't hurt our feelings, I know that. So please always feel free to speak up. And at the end of this, I think we will have assisted our governor in doing the right thing for the people of the Commonwealth. And we will have assisted the people of the Commonwealth developing a fuller understanding of this issue. There are a couple of things that this is not about that I want to touch on briefly. One is that this is not about recreational use. A lot of times these issues of recreational use and medical use can be conflated, sometimes with purpose and sometimes unintentionally. But I just want to say clearly, those are separate issues. We know that they should be dealt with separately because that's what so many of our sister states have done successfully. So this will not be a debate or a discussion of recreational use. What this is about is exploring whether there is a safe and effective way that we're not now employing to alleviate the suffering of a lot of our fellow citizens in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. That's what we're going to be talking about. The other thing that this is not, thankfully, so there's plenty of them elsewhere, this is not a partisan political issue. If we look at the public polling in Kentucky, medical cannabis enjoys widespread support of Kentuckians, whether they're Republicans, Democrats, or independents. If we look at what other states have done, something like 37 or 38 other states have authorized the use of medical cannabis. And those states include states controlled by Democrats and Republicans. If we look at our own legislative body in Kentucky, the House of Representatives, of course, took a vote on a measure that would have authorized medical cannabis. And that, in the vote that was taken, it was overwhelmingly supported by both Republicans and Democrats. So thankfully, this is not about partisan politics. This, again, quite simply put, it is about finding information that will assist our governor in making decisions that might lead to the alleviation of a lot of pain and suffering on the part of our fellow citizens. So that's a pretty important endeavor, and I look forward to participating with you as we move forward.
Secretaries, it looks like Mr. Reeves and Ms. Wallace have joined us if they'd like to.
Okay, can you hear us, Alex?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, just to recap, Alex is director of the Chase Center on Addiction Law and Policy at Northern Kentucky University. Please go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, and glad that the tech issue got worked out. Yeah, I'm a professor at the law school here at Northern Kentucky University, and have a background and expertise on controlled substances law, including medical cannabis issues. And I'm really excited about being a part of this committee and looking forward to working with everybody.
Thank you.
Ms. Wallace, I believe.
Julie Wallace. Here. There she is. Okay.
Obviously, yes. Obviously, I'm technically challenged. I can't get the.
We all are. At least I can speak to the secretary.
I'm Julie Wallace. I'm the county attorney for Union County, going on 4 years. I was an assistant for 20 years. So I'm excited to be on the committee.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to discuss plans for town hall. At this time, we're planning 4 town hall meetings, 1 in each region of the state, east, west, north, and central Kentucky. We plan to have an option for members here to attend virtually, but we are encouraging each member to at least attend 1 meeting in person. If you want to attend them all, you're more than welcome to do so. We ask that you at least attend 1. We ask all the members to please encourage your neighbors, co-workers, professional networks to attend. We want these things to be well attended. The first town hall meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, July 6th at 5:30 p.m. at the University of Pikeville Health Professions Education Building on the 7th floor. And I just got this passed to me. I think we have the second meeting already ready to go, so I can announce that. It will be Tuesday, July 19th at 5:30 at the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Building, which is literally right next door to us in room C 105. So those are the first two meetings. We're working on the second two, and we'll make those announcements and make sure you get plenty of advance notice before we come up with those. As far as the format of the meetings, our plans is to keep the meetings around 90 minutes in length. We plan on registering people online that would like to speak, so we can manage the time and hear from as many people as possible. Although if time permits, we will be allowing people to speak that show up as, like I say, as time permits. We do encourage all the committee members to respond and to what the people are saying, ask questions, provide input as the public speaks, participating in the conversation. Based on the amount of number of people, you know, we may have to do time limits. Our goal is to have as many people as we can. This is really about their concerns. And Secretary Harvey and I strongly believe that meetings are for Kentucky to interact with this committee. That's the main goal. Are there any questions? Seeing none. There is another upcoming event that I would like to announce. We've been made aware of an event addressing medical cannabis that members may be interested in attending. I think it's July 28th in Whitesburg, and I think Morgan. Okay, Dr. Hatton, can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so are you talking about the Heal and Live at Amp event?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've kind of combined two different events there. The Live at Amp is a really neat musical kind of a traveling show, so to speak. It's a free concert to the public. We've used that venue to kind of promote one of our other programs that we got. It stands for HEAL. It's Help End Addiction for Life. I encourage anyone to go onto that site and take a look. That one is more centered towards the opioid epidemic that we've been battling down here. But I think that this topic, I think, has some relevance when we're dealing with opioid addiction or any kind of addiction and all the nuance in that kind of treatment. It's going to be a pretty neat event. You know, there's going to be the free concert. There's going to be a kind of almost like a parade where a lot of folks that have dealt with addiction or battling addiction, involved in addiction treatment, are going to kind of gather and they're going to walk on our walking track up to the side of the concert. There's going to be a lot of companies and other groups that are going to be there that offer certain services. And it's kind of a sharing of services and a networking kind of deal. We're going to be free food and whatnot. We encourage a lot of people to come out, but it's more of introducing people to what we have available for treatment options. And there's going to be a lot of folks there, I think, interested in this topic that we've been tasked to kind of discuss and gather information on. And I think it'd be a good opportunity for anyone that's interested in coming down. I know I'll be there, and you know, my sister and some other folks are going to be there as well. My brother's a county attorney here in Letcher County. He's going to be there. My sister's a representative. I know she's there and is going to be excited. And I think she's going to try to get some of her colleagues in Frankfurt to attend as well. So we can share information. My email address, I'll be happy to share that. Anyone that needs some further information about it, you know, feel free to reach out and I can answer any questions about it. And we're all pretty excited about it here and encourage you guys to join us for that.
Okay, thank you very much, Secretary. Again, thanks for being here. One other thing that we'll do just to make sure we cover this is I don't know that we've worked out exactly how we will do it, but I think we will want to spend some time with all of you all individually to make sure that the governor has direct access to your experience and expertise concerning this issue. So we will be in contact with you about how we're going to make that happen. The one other thing I would say is I know there is just tremendous interest in this issue. And I know we are hearing from a lot of people who really would like to be participating on this group. Obviously, there are limits to how many participants you can have before it becomes unwieldy. But I do want to stress that the governor wants to hear from everybody who has something to say about this. And for individuals out there or groups out there that want your opinion heard, we will make sure to facilitate that. So just please come to these public forums. Please use the email, contact us. We will make sure your voice is heard. The governor wants to hear your voice. So is that our agenda for today?
Yeah, that's it. I did leave out that at the end, at the very end, if we have time, hopefully we will at each one of these town forums. We would like you all to add your expertise and kind of wrap things up at each town hall.
On that note, can I ask a question?
Sure.
I had a request from the Community Pharmacists Association, which is very receptive to presentation I gave. And they asked me to handle their information. I know a lot of times they have interest in just keeping the rest of the activity, but they also want to share their opinion. Is there any room for, say, a professional group to have a smaller account? I mean, I'm going to encourage them to come to our home too, but if they can't come, is there any room for them to have a focus meeting, or would that be something I need to do myself? It's just meet with them, meet pharmacists that want to take together, they want to give you.
I think we can certainly explore that. I'm not sure what the possibilities are, but we will like that. Once somebody gets with us started, we'll find some mechanism to do that.
That's a question. So after we participate in the 4 town hall meetings, sort of what happens after that stuff? So we listen to citizens of the couple, talk to us about whether they want this or they don't want it. Are we to provide a report to the governor, or sort of what happens after?
Yeah, I think at the end of it, we'll all get together with the group and we'll combine all what we've heard, and then we'll have each member provide some input into their expertise.
If I could just add to that, since the announcements went out, my emails and text messages have been overflowing. I'm trying to keep a Rolodex of these stories to share both anecdotally and in aggregate. But if we submit these, I mean, I will try to anonymize them, but I just wanted to make sure that we all sort of collectively anonymize any anecdotal stories or personal experiences in the community.
Yes, sir.
Are all the meetings going to be on YouTube?
The committee meetings.
Yes.
Yes.
The town hall meetings.
I don't think they're going to be live. The town hall meetings will be live.
Okay. Because, to get that word out to the public so people can participate, if they know how to get on YouTube and watch, I think that would go a long way to educating the public.
I mean, there'll be open meetings, certainly open to the public and subject to the open meetings law. And I think the current thinking is that the town hall meetings will be live. Then there'll be electronic channels of input through the website, email.
That's what I was, I've already posted the website, so we can start with comments there. That's, we all just pretty much work together to have that.
would also be nice to pick up on what you're saying is to just inform us of who the social media person is, the handle on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram that we should follow, or can look into to sort of amplify any sort of announcements and directions that we as communities.
And they are over there. I'm pretty sure it's. I was seeing one that you, one thing that was
Pretty sure you'll be disappointed.
Yes. Its own, it does not have its own social media, so it's Justice and Public Safety Cabinet and Public Protection Cabinet working together. So we're tagging each other as we go along. If we follow both of us, we're posting a lot of the same content. Okay.
I'll just go with you after the meeting.
Yeah, please. Yes.
You have a question? Okay. Thank you all.
So